12 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists for Timo Werner since joining Tottenham Hotspur in January. In fact, it should actually be 4. Against, got to remember now, Forest. He did put the ball in a low cross and forced a own goal. So I'm counting it as 4. He's got 4 assists. And what I will say, obviously we're answering, should Tottenham sign Timo Werner? I'm going to begin with how I think he's done this season, since joining in January. And if I'm honest, I have been surprised in a good way, because I think it's actually been a really good move. I think Timo Werner has positively affected Tottenham. I think he's helped win us games, helped get us points, helped us score goals, and I think it was actually a great piece of business by the club. And he's helped us quite a lot. I mean, he's offered a lot of pace for us going forward, whether that's to counter-attack or to open up a defence. And he even has a signature move, which I don't think most Tottenham fans knew. You know, we saw him play left wing a lot at Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel. Most of the time he was a striker at Leipzig. In fact, a brilliant striker. I don't really know what happened there. But at Tottenham, we've seen the same kind of goal or assist that's come from his side quite often. And that is he'll stand the defender up and he will burst down the line, kind of like a 2000s winger, and just kill the defender. And to be honest, it's been really entertaining to watch. He's just added that little bit of entertainment to us, where I think at times our play around the box can be a little bit boring. There's a lot of passes. So many of our players can't seem to find a gap or something to just open up that defence. But he, stands the player up, like I said, bursts down the line, pretty much impossible to defend for a defender if you're not Kyle Walker. And yeah, he gets a low cross in, and we've seen him and Brennan Johnson have a really good partnership, actually. The two wingers, I think they've linked up, a couple of times, and they seem to understand their movements. And we're actually quite a bit old school in that regard, because we have two wingers who play on the actual strong foot. They don't cut in. So yeah, that's been interesting to see. And so many of our goals lately have come from low crosses from Brennan Johnson to Werner, or Werner to Brennan Johnson, especially lately, Werner to Johnson. I think it's happened about 3 or 4 times. And Timo Werner's first game, I think, where we started to see some positive signs was against Crystal Palace. I think, he came in against Man United, the debut, got an assist, but there was still not enough positives, I don't think, to show that maybe we should purchase Timo Werner. I think the game against Palace at home, where we won, was it 3-1, I think, or 2-1? I think 3-1. And yeah, just that game on the left side, bursting down that wing, constantly taking on players, getting a goal, of course, that obviously helps. And I think that game really kicked on discussions as to whether we should buy Timo Werner. Like I said, he's helped us get points. He started 9 games this season for Tottenham, so that shows that obviously Ange Postecoglou is liking what he's seeing. He's benched Dejan Kulusevski to play Timo Werner on the left, and then Brennan Johnson on the right. And in those 9 games, we have won 5, drawn 2, and lost 2. But the positive thing about Werner is those wins, have been heavily affected by him, actually. You look at every game, West Ham, I know we didn't win that one, we should have won that. That was, a great assist from Werner, the Nottingham Forest game, the Crystal Palace game. So a lot of these games have been affected by Werner. However, there have been negatives, and you will see them on the screen now. Now, the first one is against Crystal Palace, and I mean, yeah, what he did next from this position was so poor. The next one is against Luton Town. And again, he beat his man, which was a really good piece of play. But this is where it matters, and this is where he doesn't deliver. And in this instance, again, instead of finding the corner, he didn't even get the shot on target. He dragged it wide from here. The next one is terrible. The next one is against Fulham. We were 3-0 down. I actually believe if he scores this, there's a chance we come back. And yeah, he misses from here. And yeah, obviously I'll talk in a little bit why this sort of stuff is frustrating. Although I think you know why, when someone misses an obvious goal. And then the one here versus Newcastle, it's not the best screenshot in the world, but doesn't even get it on target. And, he could have even taken a touch here. And it's this lack of composure, this lack of, how would you say it, class in the final third really frustrates me. I simply cannot deal with it. And this is obviously the biggest reason why I personally wouldn't sign Timo Werner. Now, let me, preface this with the fact that if Tottenham did sign Timo Werner, I wouldn't really complain. I actually think he can be a really good backup option for us. I don't think he should be starting for Tottenham if our goal and Ange Postecoglou's goal is to win the title. But I think as a bench option, I think he's fine. I think he can come on. I think he can make an effect with his pace and his attitude. He does have a really good attitude. Raheem Sterling. I cannot, and I am so glad that Tottenham have never signed Raheem Sterling. Now, I think he's a good player, right? And I think at City, he excelled. But I cannot watch a player like that. And, for me, a player, if he is one-on-one, should have above a 50% chance of scoring minimum. Like 100% minimum. That is 50%. It should be 70% chance you're scoring this one-on-one. If not 80. Raheem Sterling, Timo Werner, players like that, Nicholas Jackson, they actually have below a 50% chance of scoring. And I cannot watch people like that. It just frustrates me so much. When the ball is coming across, I should not have to worry about a player tapping the ball in the back of the net. Whereas players like these, and they all have the same type of blood, they don't. They don't score with conviction. They never do. They miss sitters all the time. And it just frustrates me so much. If Timo Werner could, if he wasn't so embarrassing in front of goal, he would be a really good player. But he is, and that will never change. That will never change. I don't think that is something you can teach. Look at Sterling. He's doing it now when he's like 30 years old. He was doing the same stuff when he was 21. You don't teach this stuff. Darwin Núñez will never not miss sitters. He just won't. He'll score goals, and I think Darwin Núñez is better than these lot at finishing. But it's the same for him. He will never not miss sitters, a lot of sitters, because that's just the type of player he is. Now, of course, like I said, there's negatives, but there's also, again, positives. Like I said, he could have more assists. Brennan Johnson has missed also a few good chances and a few really good saves from the keeper, from the opposition keeper. But I think that negative outweighs for me probably that positive. Another positive though is that it is 15 million. It's only 15 million to bring him in, and I don't think that's really too much of a dent in our check, in our balance. So look, if it did happen, would I be disappointed? No. I really like Timo Werner. As a person, interviews, he looks, he sounds funny. I don't mean sounds funny. Well, he does sound a little bit funny. But he talks, he is a funny person. That's what I mean. And he seems a good person as well. A good character in the dressing room, works hard. And he has quality. at times, and I think on the wing he is much better. Of course, like I said, off his pace. If it was me personally, I wouldn't buy him. I wouldn't do it. But I don't know at the same time, because 15 million is so cheap, isn't it? For a player of that quality, I think 15 million is really good. You know, how much did Chelsea pay for him? Was it 30 million pounds? So I think you're getting him at a discount fee, and I think he can cut it in the Premier League. I think we're seeing it. I think he's been one of our better players lately. So maybe I would take him as a backup. Definitely not as a starter though. And this is Tottenham Hotspur we're talking about, so he will be a starter probably. Anyway, let me know whether you want Tottenham Hotspur to sign Timo Werner. Do you think he's proved himself? Do you think he's got the quality to make it at Tottenham in the Premier League? If we want to challenge for titles, does he have the quality? Can he be a squad player in that sense? Let me know. Let me know what you think. And if you have enjoyed, this isn't my best video ever. I'm not going to lie. This is so casual. And I'm very tired. But if you have enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and thank you for watching.